Hi everyone, Mac here, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at TownHall 13 and looking at some air attacks. Let's get into the video. Okay, so we're going to be looking at Queen Charge LaLo today, and it's really coming back. There's a couple of reasons that it's coming back, because Yetis are so strong at the moment. People have started to put their expos down on ground, and that's allowed people to start playing around with it. And also people are just getting more to grips with what TownHall 13 looks like as well. And also the slight nerf to single targets, but we'll talk about that later on as well. So this first hit, this is Brash going in on a kind of teaser base, and you can see that he takes a bit of an interesting approach. He's going to start his queen charge from down here. So he's got a balloon and a dragon out on the left there just to push the queen in the way, and then we've got the king over on this side. The king will just clear out all this trash along this side, and there you go. You see the wall breaker going in, super wall breaker, which because that multi inferno means he doesn't need to worry about that. You see he's got a bunch of rages here, and you see just here he slightly messes up his wall breaker. So his super wall breaker, he's aiming for this wall here. That's got the Inferno and the Raw Champ in it, and that would allow him to then punch through and move beyond and possibly get the eagle and all that sort of stuff. But instead, the wall breaker does its own thing and runs down and hits this wall on the left, and that means that everything his queen then goes round to the left and sort of changes things a little bit. King's still doing work over on this side as well, just battering on walls, clearing out some trash. He actually gets that air defense down as well, which is quite nice. So you see, this isn't a complete disaster. It does mean that his queen's eventually going to go round to the left. He's not going to get the eagle, but he's drawn the CC out the way as well. Another important part of a LaLo, you need to neutralise the CC, because balloons just melt to, unless it's a ground CC, they melt to most CCs. And he's got that minion there working to try and push the queen round. But she's going to avoid that eagle. Now, I think the plan was always that the World Champ came in and took out this air defense, so he does the same, keeps her going in that way. And now the idea is that if he can take out this area here, it's got the Inferno, it's got an extra air defense, all that sort of stuff, then he can clear that out, then that's a nice clear path for his balloons to just push straight in and across and end on the TownHall. Chains of balloons coming in, Warden to heal them up as well. Obviously the hound's out in front just to try and clear a bit of a path, and then he's got his siege machine, Stone Slammer, coming in from top there, and that's forcing all the balloons down the way as well. We're getting a nice little funnel going in. Loads of hastes down. He's holding on to that Warden ability. And then I don't know, maybe a little bit early on the freeze there on that TownHall, he's got a dragon in the Stone Slammer, and that's to allow the dragon to work on that queen, and that'll protect the balloons. So he gets the TownHall down under the Warden's ability. We were slightly early on the Warden's ability, but I don't know if the balloons would have got there if he hadn't done that. And then you can see this just stumbles at the last minute. And I know I'm showing you not a 3-star, which is a bit different, but I just wanted to show that actually this was so close to being a 3-star, and it's just that wall breaker going the wrong way. I think that probably just slowed the whole thing down. We'll just speed it up, and you can see it's really, really close. So unlucky on time. So I'm going to show you one where he 3-stars now. I wouldn't be mean enough to just show you a fail by Rash. I mean, a 96% and Rash thinks that's a fail, but you know, that's how it is. So I'll just cut to the next one, and we'll have a look at the next attack. Okay, so you can see on this base, slightly more spread out, slightly more unconventional design. Still kind of a teaser base. You've got the TownHall and the heroes up at this top corner. It starts off in the same way. He's got his queen on one side, and his aim with this queen is to take out an Inferno, a couple of air defenses, and whatever he can get out the middle as well. He's got his king over on this side, just clearing out the trash and pushing the queen in the way. And then, oh, sorry, did I zoom out there by mistake? This is one of the changes that they've made. They've done a slight nerf to Infernal Towers. Single target Infernals now do 100 less damage per second. Doesn't sound that big a deal, and it's not massive. But what it does is it allows a little bit more time to freeze an Inferno, which means that you've got your chances of success with a queen charge, are a little bit better. So you can see she's pushed all the way in. Then up on this side, he's got a few balloons in, and he's using balloons to lure the CC. And the reason for that is that that's all he's interested in. The only threat to this attack, to the balloon element of the attack, is that it's the stuff that can target air. So some archers and a couple of witches have come out there. I can't remember what else is in the CC, but if there's any ground elements in the CC, doesn't matter, who cares? So he's ignoring that. And you can see what the queen's managed to do here is get, King's still working over on that side, is managed to clear out this whole half of the base. He's got this little weird compartment down the bottom here, and that is a bit of a problem, so he's going to get the Royal Champ on that in a second. See, he's using loads of rages. Don't be afraid to use them. The Queen's getting targeted by so much here. Got a wee giant on this side, tank that cannon, and that just allows the Royal Champ to get in and clear this whole side out. So we've got the Queen working on this middle compartment, got the Royal Champ moving around here, so you can see the path that the balloons are going to take now, straight up this base, going towards and finishing on the Town Hall. There you go, Hound out in front. It's a bit unlucky with that balloon that the Hound doesn't take the black bomb. I suppose it's a black bomb. And then Siege Barracks coming in on the side. You see this is a very similar sort of stages to the last attack we had. Siege Barracks coming to the side, and that's continued to push down, targeting an Inferno as well, and also tanking that scatter shot. And then there you go, some ice golems came out of the CC, and that's just holding up the Queen. A freeze and haste to finish off that, and a few balloons to finish off that scatter shot. Lovely little element. And then he's still got the Warden ability, take out the Town Hall and clear out all this stuff. Absolutely brilliant attack. And this base is slightly higher on the map than the last base that we saw. So there you go. Oh, and I've just seen the footage just tanking a little bit there. There you go. I hope that hasn't tanked too much. So there you go. You can see that the difference. That's always a problem with LaLo, especially finish on the Town Hall. The amount of times you see LaLo attacks that end up in like 99% 1-stars and all that sort of stuff. Very similar to Hogs in that way, especially when you decide to finish the attack on the Town Hall. So we got one that was a 98% 2-star, or 96%, I think, and then 100%. So you can see just with a couple of tweaks how that works. I've got one more to show you. Okay, this one by Jeff. Welcome to the clan, Jeff. This one is not a Queen charge as much as a Sui hero. So you see with this layout, you've got something that we don't see much anymore, and there's a very good reason for it. The clan castle is quite an old base, obviously. Clan castle sitting on the outside. The idea behind that is that to get near that town hall, you're going to have to trigger those CC troops. And you're going to get heat off all the heroes and all that sort of stuff. But you'll notice down in the left-hand corner there, he's got 5 sneaky goblins, not even max sneaky goblins, and they're going to be strong enough to take out the CC without triggering it. So that's the first element done. CC is one of your biggest threats to your LaLo, so if you can remove that, happy days. You also got all the heroes up here, so he's going to use, let's just start it. We'll watch these goblins go in. So he needs to take out, he's got the sweeper facing this way, so if you can come in from the other side, he's got an ice column down, and then the heroes, and that's just going to trigger everything, using the poison on the heroes, and then he's got a second ice column to go down after that, and he's just throwing all his heroes straight in at this this whole area, and if you can clear out this whole area, happy days. And then that's going to be loads and loads and loads of value that he's getting. There you go. Royal Champ is going to get this scatter shot. And then on this side, the Queen is going to get the other scatter shot any second now. There you go. So lovely. So we now have most of the threats of the base taken out. You've got he's got air defences and Inferno Towers, and the Eagle, I suppose, as well. Okay, Wiz Towers. Actually, there's quite a lot of threats still, but a big old proportion of this has been removed. And you can see there's a start of a nice little funnel here as well. So, Queen goes down, and then we've got a nice arc round. You recognise this with like miners and stuff like that. You want them to basically sweep around the whole base. Now, I think that was the idea behind the Stone Slammer, was that it would work around and take out the sweeper and the Wiz Tower and all that sort of stuff. It gets a little bit unlucky that that sweeper's still up and actually slows that whole thing down. But it does enough that you can see he's just spread his balloons out nice and wide. He's got a lot more balloons than the Queen charge, because he's only used 30 troop space on and all the heroes on killing that top of the base, killing the town hall. That was the new Warden AI going on there, where it follows changes and follows the big massive balloons. So he went over, swept across, triggered a whole load of bombs, and then triggered himself his Grand Warden ability. You see he's got 3 freezes, 1 rage, and 1 haste left. So he's got loads and loads of spells. So he's frozen that Inferno once. He'll get the haste going in. Maybe he would have panicked and used an extra freeze there on that Wizard Tower and Inferno. But you can see that he uses that on the last Expo. And he's still got a freeze and a rage. So this base was absolutely crushed. Just absolutely destroyed. So, top tip, don't leave your clan castle on the outside. It's a bad move. There you go. Swagged it up the top there. So there's a few lessons from this video, but I think this is probably the main one. If your clan castle is currently sitting outside your base, remove it. Put it in your base somewhere. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please subscribe, give me a comment, all that sort of good stuff. We just hit 150 subscribers, so thank you so much if you've subscribed to the channel. And if you've not, please continue. Please subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thanks very much. See you next time. Cheers.